It's my time to shine. Get up on my way.
What up, everybody? It's your girl Sarah, and I'm back with another video. So welcome back to my channel. This video is a story time. Oh, yeah. So if you're ready, come along with me and let's get right into the video. What's up, you guys? I'm here with the story time. Okay. This story time is me getting into Umass Dartmouth. Okay, so I would just go briefly around my college process, like my college application process, like in school. So in high school, in my junior and senior year, we applied to a bunch of colleges that we liked and they helped us. I applied to most state schools and I didn't apply to community colleges, state schools in Massachusetts. There's a reason for that. I really won't get into that. It's kind of personal, but just know that it's only state schools in Massachusetts. The only two schools I didn't apply to was UMass Boston and Salem State. I didn't apply to UMass Boston because it was too close to home and they didn't have dorms. I didn't apply to Salem State because I've been to Salem before. I never seen the school, but I've been to Salem before and I just didn't, the vibe wasn't there, you know what I mean? Yeah, so my top school was MCLA, Mass College of Liberal Arts, and it was my top college because at the time I wanted to be a music major, and that died out because I like singing, but I didn't want it as a career anymore. I just wanted to do it as a hobby. So I said in my senior year that I actually wanted to be a business major, and that was because all the internships I had, it was in a business environment, and I liked it. It was easy for me, so I was just like, I might as well be a business major because it fits me, right? Okay, so my college process throughout senior year of high school was crazy because I did not get accepted into a lot of colleges because of my GPA. My GPA in high school wasn't so good, mainly because of my testing skills. I was and still aren't good at testing, like, at all. I don't know what it is. Me and Tess just don't click. We ain't friends like that. We ain't cool. No, I'm just joking. We just don't click. So that's one of the reasons. That's the main and only reason, I'm pretty sure, that got my grade down was tests. And tests are a good percentage of your grade in the first place, so not doing good on those affected me badly. Alright, so that was senior year, and then after graduation and all that stuff, I'm not a high school student anymore. Summer comes along, and I'm getting these letters back from different colleges saying I'm not accepted because of my GPA, but if I raise it, I could possibly get accepted into it. I didn't take summer classes or summer courses to help me with my GPA, so if I didn't get accepted, I just didn't get accepted, and I move on to the next. The colleges I was left with towards the end of the college application process was UMass Dartmouth and Newberry College. Newberry College isn't a state school, but there was a reason why I applied to it, and I believe it was supposed to help me in some successful way that I forgot. I really did forget what the reason was. I believe they had a program, something like that. It will come to me later on, but just know I applied for it for a specific reason. Those are the only two colleges I was left with. To hear back from them. I haven't heard back from those two colleges yet, and I was just like, I need to get accepted into one of these two colleges because if if I don't get accepted into any of these colleges, then what am I going to do? It started to get really depressing. It was really depressing when I found out I didn't get accepted into any of the other state colleges that I applied to. But yeah, I just needed God during that time, because it was only 2 colleges left, right? So summer's here, and June passes by, didn't really hear anything. July passes by, and August comes, and I get accepted into Newberry College, and I'm beyond happy. I'm so happy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got accepted into Newberry College. Now the thing, I was beyond happy. I was ecstatic, right? But the only thing that kept coming across my mind was, how in the world am I gonna pay to go to Newberry College if it's not a state school? There's a reason why I only applied to state schools. That's a really personal reason why, and I'm not gonna really get into it. But it was gonna help me financially if it was a state school, basically. So I was just like, oh my gosh, this is exciting, but how am I gonna pay if I go there, if I end up going there? So that was like a long conversation that I had with my mom and my aunts and stuff like that, and my dad, my family. So they was just like, okay, well, let's wait to see what happens with Umass Dartmouth, and let's go from there. So I'm waiting, and I remember this day perfectly. I remember I was with my aunt and with my baby cousin, her son, and we were at a hotel. I don't know why it was just us 3. I forgot why, but it was just us 3 in the hotel, right? I'm laying down in the hotel bed, and I'm just like watching TV. I'm like scrolling through TV to find what to watch, and I get a notification on my phone, and I'm like, it's from Umass Dartmouth, and I'm like terrified to look at it, because I've been getting all this bad news from all these colleges, and it just got to the point where I'm scared to look at it, because if I don't get accepted, I'm gonna cry. Like, I'm just not gonna know what to do. So I'm like, okay, what should I do? And then my aunt's just like looking at me like I'm crazy. She's just like, what is wrong with you? I'm just like, oh, just nothing. Don't worry about it. And I was just like, okay. I just told myself, I was just like, okay, you could do it. So I opened it, and I get accepted. And there's this program at UMass Dartmouth called College Now, and that program is for people who have a lower GPA, and you take a test. And they put you in the classes that you need, like if you're struggling in reading and writing, or if you're struggling in math or stuff like that, they put you in the right classes for that, right? I get accepted into that, and they email me telling me that what day I have to go. Actually, I think, wait a minute, am I getting this backwards? I think I already took the test. Scratch that. I get the email, and I read it, and I get accepted. And I'm like screaming, I'm like, oh my gosh, Naomi! My aunt's name is Naomi. I'm like, oh my gosh, Naomi! I got accepted at UMass Dartmouth. Like, I can't even speak. And she's just like, oh my gosh! She's like, she looked at the email. She's like screaming, and I'm like, and it just got very emotional. Like, I started crying. I was like tears of joy. Obviously, I was like so happy that God was able to come through with the blessings, and yeah, because I was really I was at the point where I really did not know what to do if I didn't get accepted into UMass Dartmouth. So after that, I called my mom, and we're on the phone, and she's like telling me how proud of me she is. She's like, I knew you could do it. I, she knew about like all the other schools, and she was just like, I know it was depressing kind of hearing about all the other schools not accepting you because of your GPA, but I'm glad you got into, like, you know how like mothers talk to you and stuff like that. She was saying all that type of stuff, and it was really getting emotional. It's still emotional, a tad bit emotional to talk about this to this day. But yeah, I told her, and then I told my dad, and he was so happy. He was like, "Praise the Lord. I'm so happy that you got into it." This is getting like a little bit emotional. Everybody was so happy. I was in this program called Earthen Vessels. It's a tutoring program, and I told my mentor, and she was beyond happy because she is part of the reason how I made it through high school. Honestly, if I didn't have that program, I I just needed that program, and she was happy for me. Everybody was happy for me, and it was just a really good feeling to know that I got accepted to that school and that I was gonna be okay. So yeah, that's my story time. That's when I got accepted into Umass Dartmouth. It was very exciting, and I'm glad I got accepted because I knew a couple people who went there. One of which who was my neighbor for many, many years. She actually helped me a lot, like introduced me to a whole bunch of stuff on campus. So I'm glad I had that. And one of the other people from my program, the Earth and Vessels program, he actually got accepted into there, and he was going there also. So I'm glad I knew those two people as like going into college, because not knowing anybody would have been pretty hard. So I'm glad that I had those two, and I knew those two, and yeah, so that's my story of how I got into UMass Dartmouth. It was a journey, but I'm glad I made it, and I'm actually going into my junior year of college at UMass Dartmouth, and I'm just taking you guys along this journey, I guess. So yeah, that's my story time. I hope you liked it. And if you want more, give it a thumbs up, comment down below for more storytime ideas, and click the subscribe button, and please turn your notifications on so you can get that alert of when I do new videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!